All right, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into the world of business analytics, specifically focusing on the analyze the data stage.
Okay.
And you've given us some really interesting material to work with.
Yeah.
Presentation slides and what looks like a course syllabus.
Yeah. It's a very cool combination.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So think of this deep dive as like a crash course in,
Right.
turning data into those actionable insights.
Yeah. Well, it's like
Yeah.
we're detectives trying to solve a business mystery, but instead of a magnifying glass,
Oh, I like that.
we've got data analysis techniques.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of clues, I'm seeing this SOAR model mentioned in the slides.
Okay.
What can you tell me about that?
Yeah. The SOAR model is a
Okay.
fantastic framework for business analytics.
Right.
It stands for specify, obtain, analyze, and report.
Specify, obtain, analyze, report. Okay.
And so it guides you through the whole process.
Yeah.
From defining the problem all the way to presenting your findings.
So analyze the data is
Yeah.
right in the thing of it.
Exactly.
Right in the middle.
It's where we roll up our sleeves and really get our hands dirty with the data.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember it's one piece of a larger puzzle.
Makes sense. Now, the syllabus also mentions 4 types of business analytics.
Right.
Descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive.
Yep.
I have a feeling these aren't just, fancy names. They each serve a distinct purpose, right?
You're right on the money. Think of it like this.
Okay.
Imagine you're trying to boost sales at your coffee shop.
Okay.
Each type of analytics helps you ask different questions.
Okay, I'm always up for a coffee analogy,
Great.
so lay it on me.
So descriptive analytics is like taking inventory.
Okay.
It tells you what's happening in your business right now.
Mm-hmm.
What are your sales trends? What are your best-selling drinks?
So it's all about understanding the current state of affairs.
Mm-hmm.
What about diagnostic analytics?
Right.
Does that help me figure out why my afternoon slump
Yeah.
is hitting sales so hard?
Precisely. Diagnostic analytics is about digging deeper and understanding the why behind the what.
Okay.
It helps you uncover the root causes of trends and patterns.
Okay, so descriptive tells me what's going on.
Yeah.
Diagnostic helps me figure out why.
Right.
What about looking ahead?
Yeah.
Can predictive analytics tell me if my new cold brew concoction is going to be a hit?
It can give you a pretty good idea.
Okay.
Predictive analytics uses historical data to forecast future trends.
All right.
It's like having a data-powered crystal ball.
That's pretty powerful stuff.
Mhm.
So if predictive analytics helps me anticipate the future,
Right.
does prescriptive analytics tell me exactly what to do
You got it.
with that information?
Prescriptive analytics is the most action-oriented of the 4.
Okay.
It takes all the insights from the previous types and recommends specific actions to optimize your business.
So it's like
Think of it as your data-driven advisor.
my data-driven advisor. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So it could actually tell me, the optimal price point for that new cold brew or suggest, the
Exactly.
best marketing strategy to reach those new customers.
It can model different scenarios and help you make data-informed decisions.
This is already starting to feel like I have a whole new set of tools at my disposal.
Yeah.
Now, the slides also mention exploratory and confirmatory data analytics.
Right.
Are those
Yeah.
different from the 4 types we just discussed?
Think of them more as categories.
Okay.
So exploratory data analytics includes both descriptive and diagnostic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like gathering evidence and exploring possibilities.
Okay.
Confirmatory data analytics, on the other hand, uses statistical methods
Okay.
to test hypotheses and either confirm or debunk them.
Right.
It's all about building a solid case.
So if I'm just starting my data analysis journey, it sounds like
Yeah.
focusing on the exploratory side of things would be a good first step.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Descriptive and diagnostic analytics are the foundation of the analyze the data stage.
Right.
They help you get a feel for the data and figure out what questions to ask
Yeah.
before moving on to more complex analysis.
That makes a lot of sense. Let's dive into those a little deeper.
Okay.
Starting with descriptive analytics.
All right.
I'm particularly curious about the specific data sources mentioned in the slides.
Yeah, so the slides refer to data from HRMS, CRM, SCM, and FRS systems.
Okay.
Each system offers a unique perspective on the business.
Okay, I'm going to need a quick reminder
Sure.
of what those acronyms stand for.
Of course, so HRMS stands for Human Resource Management Systems.
Okay,
CRM is Customer Relationship Management Systems.
got it.
SCM is Supply Chain Management Systems. And FRS is Financial Reporting Systems.
Ah, now I see how each system offers
Right.
a different piece of the puzzle
Yeah.
when understanding a business.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have all that data, how do you make sense of it? What are some techniques used in descriptive analytics?
Well, there's a wide range of techniques,
Okay.
from calculating the mean and median of a data set
Right.
which gives you a sense of central tendency, to using graphs and charts to visualize trends and
Oh,
patterns.
yeah, visualizing data?
Yeah,
That's huge. For me, I'm a much more visual learner. So a graph or chart
sure.
can be way more impactful than like
Right.
spreadsheet full of numbers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Visualization is key in descriptive analytics.
Hmm.
It can help you spot patterns and relationships that might not be obvious just by looking at raw data.
So we've painted a good picture of descriptive analytics,
Right.
understanding the what.
Hmm.
Now, how do we get to the why with diagnostic analytics? What makes it
Okay, so
right?
diagnostic analytics is all about going beyond the surface and figuring out the underlying causes of trends and patterns.
Okay.
One technique is identifying anomalies or outliers.
Right.
These data points deviate significantly from the norm and can often indicate unusual events or underlying problems.
It's like when you see like a sudden unexplained spike in sales.
Exactly.
That would be an anomaly, right?
Yeah, it raises the question, why is this happening?
Right.
Another important aspect of diagnostic analytics is finding relationships between variables.
Okay.
For example, you might discover a correlation between customer satisfaction and repeat purchases,
Hmm.
or that sales of certain products are influenced by external factors like weather or seasonality.
So it's all about connecting the dots and
Mm,
figuring out
yeah,
what's driving those trends.
precisely. And one more technique to mention is drill-down analysis.
Okay.
This involves taking a closer look at specific subsets of your data
Mm-hmm.
to gain a more granular understanding.
Right.
For example, instead of just looking at overall sales for the month,
Right.
you might drill down into specific product categories or customer segments.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Sometimes you need to zoom in to get the full picture.
Right?
This is all incredibly fascinating. It's
Yeah,
amazing how much you can learn about a
it
business
really
just
is.
by carefully analyzing its data.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
There's a whole world of data analysis techniques and tools out there waiting to be explored.
Right.
Speaking of tools,
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about something mentioned in the syllabus, Excel's Data Analysis Tool Pack.
Oh, yeah.
What can you tell me about that?
That caught my eye, too. Is that something our listener could use to apply
Yeah,
these descriptive and diagnostic techniques?
you bet. The Data Analysis Tool Pack is a powerful set of tools built right into Excel.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying I can do all this cool data analysis stuff right within Excel?
You can.
That's a game changer.
It is. And we'll delve deeper into the Data Analysis Tool Pack in a bit. But first,
Okay.
let's shift gears and explore the other side of the coin. Confirmatory data analytics.
Sounds good to me. Let's get confirmatory.
Okay, so we've explored the world of descriptive and diagnostic analytics, where we're gathering clues and trying to understand the what and the why of our data.
Right.
Now we're moving on to confirmatory data analytics.
Okay.
It sounds like we're about to put those clues together and build a case.
I like it. Yeah, let's start with predictive analytics.
Okay.
It sounds almost like, a superpower, being able to predict the future.
Yeah, well, it's fascinating how predictive analytics can almost feel like peering into the future.
Right.
But instead of magic, it's all about recognizing patterns in past data
Right.
to make educated guesses about what might happen next.
So instead of a crystal ball,
Yeah.
we're using,
Right.
data and statistical models to forecast what might happen.
Exactly.
Can you give me a real world example?
Sure. Imagine you're a retail company and you want to predict how many units of a particular product you'll sell next month.
Okay.
By analyzing historical sales data, seasonality trends, economic indicators, and even competitor activity,
Wow.
you can build a predictive model that gives you a pretty accurate forecast.
So that sounds incredibly useful for inventory management.
Right.
No more overstocked warehouses or disappointed customers.
Exactly. Predictive analytics is all about using the past to inform the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's used in finance to assess credit risk, in healthcare to predict patient readmissions,
Oh, wow.
and even in marketing to target the right customers with personalized offers.
So the applications seem pretty endless.
Yeah, they're very broad.
But what about these statistical models you mentioned? Are they super complicated to build?
They can be complex, but the core idea is to find patterns and relationships in historical data that could be used to predict future outcomes.
Okay.
Techniques like regression analysis and time series analysis are commonly employed in predictive analytics.
Okay, so those are the techniques you promised. We'll
Yeah.
deep dive into later. I'm getting
Okay.
more and more intrigued.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about prescriptive analytics.
Okay.
It sounds like it goes a step further
Yeah.
than just predicting what might happen.
So while predictive analytics tells you what's likely to happen,
Mm-hmm.
prescriptive analytics takes it a step further
Okay.
and recommends actions to take based on those predictions.
So it's like having a data-driven advisor
Yeah,
who not only sees the future, but also guides you on the best path to take.
that's a great
It's
analogy.
like a GPS for decision-making.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prescriptive analytics helps you optimize your decisions by considering various constraints and objectives.
Okay.
For example, it can help a manufacturing company determine the most efficient production schedule to minimize costs while meeting demand.
So that sounds incredibly valuable for any business
Right.
looking to, streamline operations
Yeah,
and maximize profits.
exactly. Any other real-world examples?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. In the airline industry, prescriptive analytics is used to optimize ticket pricing and seat allocation to maximize revenue.
Mm-hmm.
In healthcare, it can help personalize treatment plans for individual patients based on their specific medical history and risk factors.
Wow.
And in logistics, it can optimize delivery routes and schedules to reduce transportation costs and delivery times.
It's amazing how data can be used to make
Right.
such intelligent and impactful decisions. But I have to ask,
Sure.
are there any limitations to prescriptive analytics?
Yeah, that's a great question.
We've talked about how important
Hmm.
the human element is in data analysis.
Yeah, you're right to bring that up. While prescriptive analytics can be a powerful tool,
Right,
it's important to remember that it's still based on data and models, which aren't perfect.
right.
The quality of the data and the accuracy of the models directly impact the reliability of the recommendations.
So it's a powerful tool,
Mm-hmm.
but not a replacement
Right.
for human intuition and experience.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance between data-driven insights and human intelligence.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that regression analysis and time series analysis are key techniques used in predictive analytics.
Right.
Can we unpack those a bit further?
Of course, let's start with regression analysis.
Yeah, okay.
It's a statistical method that helps us understand the relationship between a dependent variable and one or more independent variables.
Mm-hmm.
For example, we might use regression analysis to explore the relationship between advertising spending, independent variable, and sales revenue, dependent variable.
So if we see a positive correlation between advertising spending and sales revenue,
Mm-hmm.
we could use regression analysis to build a model that predicts how much revenue we can generate based on different advertising budgets.
Precisely. The regression model will give us an equation that quantifies that relationship,
Okay.
allowing us to make data-informed decisions about advertising spending.
Fascinating. Now, what about time series analysis?
Right.
It sounds like it has something to do with
Yeah.
analyzing data over time.
You got it. Trend series analysis is specifically designed for analyzing data that is collected over time, like monthly sales figures,
Mhm.
daily stock prices, or hourly website traffic.
Right.
It helps us identify trends, seasonality patterns, and other time-dependent variations in the data.
Time series analysis, that seems particularly relevant for businesses dealing with seasonality like retail or tourism, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. If we're trying to predict future sales based on historical data, time series analysis can help us account for seasonal fluctuations like holiday shopping sprees or summer slumps.
Right.
It allows us to decompose the data into its different components, such as trend, seasonality, and random noise, which helps us understand the underlying patterns and make more accurate forecasts.
This is all incredibly insightful. It's like we've unlocked a whole new level of data analysis now. I can't let you go without talking more about Excel's data analysis tool pack. You mentioned it's a great resource for descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Does it also offer tools for predictive and prescriptive analytics?
While the data analysis tool pack is fantastic for basic statistical analysis,
Right.
it doesn't offer the advanced capabilities needed for predictive and prescriptive analytics.
Gotcha.
For those, you'll need specialized software packages or programming languages like R or Python.
So if our listener wants to dive deeper into the world of predictive and prescriptive analytics, they might need to explore some new tools and resources.
Exactly. But don't be intimidated.
Right.
There are tons of great resources available online and in libraries to help you get started.
Yeah.
And remember, the most important thing is to have a solid foundation in the basics of data analysis,
Right. Yeah.
which we've covered extensively in this deep dive.
Absolutely. So we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, deep
And
dive.
we explored the 4 types of business analytics: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive.
Mm-hmm.
The indice would give CRUP. And we delved into the key differences between exploratory and confirmatory data analytics.
Right.
We even touched on some powerful techniques like regression analysis and time series analysis.
Absolute.
Now I think it's time to shift gears
Yeah.
and talk about how all of this applies to our listener.
Yeah.
After all, what good is all this knowledge if you can't apply it to real life?
You're absolutely right. Let's bring it all home and talk about how our listener can put these concepts to work. It's easy to think of data analytics as something only big businesses use.
Right.
Or, data scientists.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is,
Yeah.
we can all benefit from applying these concepts in our everyday lives.
So you're saying data analytics isn't just for,
Right.
optimizing profits and streamlining supply chains.
Right.
I can use it to improve my personal life too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Think about all the decisions you make daily.
Right.
Should you buy that new gasset?
Mm-hmm.
Invest in that stock?
Yeah.
Take that online course?
Right.
Data analytics can help you make more informed choices,
Okay.
even in your personal life.
I'm starting to see the possibilities here.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal data coach
Yeah.
helping me optimize my life.
Let's say you're trying to save money.
Okay.
You could use descriptive analytics to track your spending patterns, identify areas where you tend to overspend,
Right.
and then use diagnostic analytics to figure out why
Okay.
maybe it's impulse purchases or subscriptions you don't use.
Right. Then I could use predictive analytics to see how much I could save if I changed those habits.
Exactly.
Okay.
And prescriptive analytics could even suggest the specific actions,
Hmm.
setting a budget, canceling unnecessary subscriptions, finding cheaper alternatives.
Right.
It's all about using data to make smarter choices.
Data analytics as a personal finance superhero.
Yeah.
I like it.
Uh-huh.
But it sounds like it goes,
It does.
beyond just money.
Think about your career, your health, even your relationships.
Oh, wow.
Data analytics can help you set goals, track progress, identify areas for improvement.
Right.
It's about understanding the story your data is telling you and using that knowledge to your advantage.
That's such a powerful concept.
Mm-hmm.
Data as a story, and we're all storytellers in a way.
We are.
We just need to learn how to read and interpret that data narrative.
And that's where data analytics comes in.
Right.
It's a skill that can benefit anyone,
Mm.
no matter your background or interests.
Right.
Don't be afraid to dive in, explore, and see what insights you can uncover.
It sounds like we've only scratched the surface of
Mm.
what's possible with data analytics. If our listener wants to explore further,
Mm.
what would you recommend as a next step?
Well, we've talked about Excel's Data Analysis Tool Pack, which is a great starting point for applying the concepts we've discussed.
Right.
But remember, there's a whole world of data analysis resources out there.
Mm.
Online courses, books, even other podcasts can help you dive deeper into this fascinating field.
Great advice.
Yeah.
It's been a fascinating journey through the world of business analytics.
It has.
We've unpacked the 4 types: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive.
Uh-huh.
We've explored the key differences between exploratory and confirmatory data analytics.
Right?
And we even touched on some powerful techniques like regression analysis and time series analysis.
Yeah, absolute.
And we can't forget the power of simple tools
Right?
like Excel's Data Analysis Tool Pack.
Yep.
There's so much you can accomplish without needing specialized software.
Okay.
So you've heard it here first. Embrace the power of data.
Uh-huh.
Explore the world of analytics and never stop learning.
Mm,
Who knows what insights you might uncover?
that's right.
It's been a real pleasure diving deep with you today.
Pleasure was all mine. Until next time.
That's it for this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next episode for another fascinating exploration of knowledge.